Gentlemen. So we have a term on this platform coined by, Cam here, which is players must rise. Which essentially means, when the going gets tough, squeaky bum time, you must rise to the occasion, step up,
rise.
Show that you're the guy. A few weeks ago we inquired that someone needs to step up and,
big
and show that someone has to rise, and it happened.
Listen, we've got to stop that Ronaldo. Nobody can ever doubt Ronaldo again after that.
No.
For me, even at his age now, what's the stats? I mean, he's got every single Champions League stat. Like we said even last time, he's missed the Champions League. And we thought, with 1 goal this season in the competition, is it finally catching up?
Is he the man for it anymore?
Is he the man for it? And he literally said, "Oh, what? What? You man doubted me? Okay."
Look, to be fair though, when we spoke about it, we said he has to rise.
He has to. He has to.
Then before on the day, we even put a poll up, and people are like, "No, he's not gonna do it."
It's not the same anymore, kind of thing.
Yeah, he's not gonna do it. He's not gonna pull it off. Boy,
different class.
I mean, the way the thing is you're surprised, but at the same time you're like,
this is normal.
You're not surprised.
It was like a reminder, sort of.
Yeah, it's like you're in like you're in emotions, like just like, this is amazing, but then you're just like, this is Ronaldo. Like, this is Ronaldo.
Exactly, and this is the thing. Ronaldo plays it to his advantage. All that pressure, even when he came back after the World Cup with Wayne Rooney and that actually egged him on to perform.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I get that.
So he loves that. I think he exhausts all the pressure to go forward.
This one felt different.
Okay.
I feel like maybe he knew the magnitude of what he was dealing with.
You could tell. You can tell.
As soon as not to go into too much detail, but when the first bit happened before the corner and he started screaming at the crowd.
5 minutes into the game,
I thought,
he was G'd up for it. He was G'd up for it.
I was like, this may not end well.
Yeah. And then do you know what?
His missus is crying,
Listen,
do you know
his son was victorious.
Performance. Your missus is watching you.
But do you know when I knew? Do you know when I knew Juventus were on something as well? Once Ronaldo was doing all that G'ing up the crowd, I was like, they're pumped. And when I saw Chiellini playing with blood on his face, not wanting
the
to come
tackles
off,
were flying.
he didn't care. He was still throwing himself at headers. He didn't want to come off. Like he was trying to go under the radar. Like, he didn't want that coming on his top, but he did not want to come off the pitch. He was ready. When I saw that, he's still playing balls between the lines and stuff. I was like, these boys want it.
That game, they didn't even have Dybala starting, so which I thought, do you know what?
Yeah,
could
tell you what,
dumb move a bit.
Go for it.
But
Berlusconi.
Bernardeschi,
take away Ronaldo, man of the match.
Real talk.
And this is the thing, we say players must rise, right? And we always talk about the key players, like the top,
the goal scorers.
But every single player in that team, took accountability,
put in a shift.
Who, like,
I wish Hazard would do that more.
Who in the history of football or currently now can do what Ronaldo did then? I don't think there's a player that can do it. Honestly, I don't think.
One we all know.
It's Messi.
Yeah. And has there been evidence of Messi dragging his team from nothing to something on this level?
No.
Not on this level.
Like
the one
staring at defeat. Right.
The thing is, the thing with
what about the PSG game? The Barca PSG. It was more
Neymar. This is where it all comes to degrees of what you're talking about. Because with that one, it was Neymar, yes, but Messi kind of teed everything to Neymar. He pulled the strings.
Yeah.
The World Cup,
which is capable, which you're doing anyway.
Which you're doing a couple of assists for sure. I'll give you that. But Neymar definitely came in clutch.
He gave the pen as well. But ultimately, with the World Cup,
he was bottling that.
Yeah.
He was definitely
because he did miss a couple of penalties.
He didn't want that penalty.
He didn't want that pressure on him.
Ronaldo's not handing over that.
He grew a beard, bro.
Against Nigeria, it's not the magnitude of this. It's still very important, but it's not the magnitude of this, because this was freakish.
I think
everything we said that Atletico.
They're the worst team to concede 2 goals against because they're just going to park the bus.
Yeah.
You can't.
I remember Cam alluded to that as well. It's like you're going against Diego Simeone.
The bus was parked. Let's not get things twisted. It was there.
That was honestly one of the worst performances
from Atletico
Madrid. That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. Like, I know Simeone prides himself on being hard to beat, but that was pathetic. Like, they didn't even. It looked like they didn't even want to.
It's weak. Very weak.
You saw them celebrations at the end come back to haunt him. Because anytime you celebrate too early, you got to be cautious with them ones.
Alan Pardew.
But you look at it. Remember that? Yeah.
You don't celebrate too soon.
What sums this up like beautifully for me is that whole conversation with Evra. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if that picture is real.
That's crazy.
No, but Evra released it.
Of
course,
the
thing is, Evra's not the sort of person to lie.
If he lied, that'd be weird.
And he loves this game.
Yeah.
For you to lose a game, and say, don't worry, we're going to beat them, and send a selfie.
Man sent
hella
you know.
He's like, we're coming.
Viva
Ronaldo.
And do you know why? Do you know why this game felt different? Because you see, when he was at Real Madrid and he's done his clutch moments and stuff, there's the pressure on Real Madrid. Like, Real Madrid can't go out. But this one didn't feel like Juventus can't go out.
It was individual.
Cristiano Ronaldo cannot go out at this point. Like,
and he can't go out on one goal.
People were talking about
you got to remember, they spent 100 mil specifically
for this. Real talk.
So this is I think this is his probably his most clutch moment of his career, and it's happened at 34 years old.
And what we take away from it is his character as well, the mental strength, and to actually perform on that level.
100%.
And to even call it as well. He called it. I must score a hat trick before this game.
But I mean, to sum him up, I mean, Champions League, most goals, most home goals, most away goals, most group goals, most knockout goals, most final goals, most penalties, most free kicks. What's his shot list? Most headers, most braces, most hat tricks, most assists. What's going on?
They need to put most hated as well. He's definitely the most hated.
Real talk.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
It's a problem.
I mean, that sums him up. But I mean, moving on from there, you guys know how the new system of Champions League works now, right? You know who you're going to play afterwards.
Yeah.
So this is not a conversation for me because my team's not there. But boy, interesting ties. Interesting ties.
Boy, Messi, come outside.
Messi,
hey, come outside.
United fans
come outside.
Are you sure you want to see Messi outside?
Are you sure?
Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Sure?
No, but it's not about let's see what happens. Are you sure you want to see him outside?
Listen, what did we tell Mbappe? We told Mbappe, come outside. He didn't come.
Where's the first leg?
Old Trafford.
Alright, cool. When you go to Barcelona, you might want to buck him inside, innit? Buck him outside.
You saw what Mbappe did to them at Old Trafford, though.
True.
What's Messi gonna do at Old Trafford?
Listen, let's see.
And this ain't no.
Don't worry, whoever do your job on him, man.
Bottle jobs. This ain't no. Yeah. Boy, you want to be careful. I warned you last time. Be careful about what you wish for.
It's the same with City as well.
Of 99.
As I said to you,
I don't think you want to see Aguero outside.
I don't. Listen, Aguero, stay indoors. Please, KDB, all of you, man. I don't want no smoke. Yeah. Please. I'm not trying to get the Schalke 7-0.
No, you're not going to get. As I was saying before, I think City shouldn't. I mean, Spurs should not be scared of City.
Real talk.
Shouldn't be scared of City.
The pressure's on them for the quadruple. And the way I see it,
you're capable.
It's an extra weight. It's an extra weight on there.
Do you
know what I'm saying?
They're thinking, do you know what, Spurs? We've turned them over before. We can do this.
And the teams that actually can do City are Spurs and Liverpool. That they've actually found them out in the past couple of seasons. So it could be an interesting matchup, man.
If we're being honest,
favourites anyway. But
it could be interesting. It could be interesting.
I'd have taken Porto all day.
But then again, you can't because ultimately, quarter final, right? It's 290 minutes. At the point of the season we are now, right? Battling for top four, things are going and whatnot. It's 2 90-minute games. I think United have kind of epitomised what's going on with football this year. Over the space of 2 90-minute games, anything can happen. And when you've got dodgy VAR, anything can happen. Like honestly, like people, like Liverpool fans are like, "Oh, I'm so happy you got Paul." I wouldn't say, boy.
You never know.
You never know. All it takes is one injury.
I think Liverpool have been cursed by that actually, because if anything, they would have wanted to get dumped out of the Champions League to focus on the league.
Yeah.
I understand that, but the thing is, it's if they go beat Porto, they're in the semi-final. They have to take the Champions League just as serious as the league. Does that take away from their league form? Are they now is their squad deep enough?
Yeah. I mean, personally, I think there's gonna be a surprise in one of these ties.
I agree.
I just think it's a bit too straightforward. Everyone thinks Liverpool, Juventus, City, and Barcelona. I think there's gonna be a little for us to go through. We have to win at home. We can't do what we did against PSG. We can't do what we done against.
Yeah, no, we can't afford that.
It'll be the least surprising.
Yeah.
If United beat Barcelona.
Yeah. Out of them 4
Can't bother
draws.
for this guy. What?
Least.
Out of them 4 draws.
It'll be
What?
the least surprising.
Least surprising,
Why?
yeah.
Why?
Because if Porto turn over Liverpool, that's a
Yeah.
bigger surprise. If
Oh, yeah, but you
That's
said
what I'm
least.
saying.
What? You said the least surprising.
or what did you
The
He's saying
biggest
that-
surprise will be if United beat.
No, he's saying that
He
that's
said
the one
he-
that's most expected out of all of them.
Yeah.
What, United
out
to
of
beat
all 4,
Barcelona?
if there was going to
No,
be an
no, no.
underdog out of all of them, and there would be
Why?
a favourite out of the underdogs, it'd be United.
The gap between Barcelona and Man United is huge,
The
bro.
one between Liverpool and Porto was bigger, and City and City.
He started this.
You're telling me that the
Where's
gap.
the bigger gap?
You're telling me the gap between City and Tottenham is bigger than United and Barcelona.
100%.
Oh, you're
100%.
This guy,
What are we talking
they've
about?
got the
here?
best player that's ever kicked a football.
That's one
And Barca-
player.
And in the rest of the team,
Have
how
you seen
many
their
teams-
squad?
Bro,
Have you seen their
City's
squad?
compared
Oh
to Spurs
my
squad. Are you
God.
not being serious right now?
Are you
Have
being
you seen-
serious?
look at
Barcelona's
Barca's
squad.
squad.
And what about United squad? What?
What? Phil Jones,
Top Rashford, top 5.
Herrera.
What, top 5? No, to be fair,
Ballon d'Or?
top 5 selected. Like,
Romelu Lukaku, you were bigging up his numbers how long ago?
Haven't you got
Sanchez on 500k?
Haven't you got the best striker in the league? Haven't you got the best striker?
best keeper in the world?
Days.
No, answer his question. No, answer his question.
You said
So-
you got De Gea.
so-
You got
so
Pogba.
listen,
You
listen,
got all
What?
these
You know what
big
you
man.
forgot? You forgot Ollie's at the wheel. It's calm.
Wait,
No, only drink driving. Only drink driving.
So let me tell you.
Back-to-back losses.
Let me tell you something. Yeah. Let me. What you are saying. What you are saying right now is the maddest thing ever.
No, I
you
can't lie. Your
guys.
statement's mad.
It's not mad.
You guys
It
are in
is.
direct
It's not that
competition.
It is.
You guys are in direct competition with
let's
City.
put it
No,
this
let's
way.
not
Yeah,
forget.
but-
You guys were above City earlier in the season.
Yeah.
You guys were above
let's-
City earlier in the season. Were you
For a
not?
game.
Take away
Were you
from
not?
that. No,
Were you not?
Let's take away
one
from that. In
game.
terms of the last few Premier League seasons, right?
Yeah.
You've consistently been
Bro, we are way off.
in third.
That
in
is the
third.
way off
stupidest
City.
thing
You
you've
can't
ever
say.
said.
Listen,
You said
way off.
United.
United
The
and
gap
Barcelona.
Spurs are way off.
Listen,
City.
Did you see when
Oh,
United?
yo,
Did
yo,
you see
yo,
when United
Maya,
were
Maya,
like, what,
Maya,
10
Maya.
games ago?
Maya, check City versus Spurs head-to-head last couple of games. What's it saying?
Listen, we know it's close, man. We don't. I don't need to check.
No,
it's close.
because sometimes you might have to prove it to him.
No, he knows.
Go,
He's being a troll.
go. Bring up the recent
He's
results
being a
and I'll
troll.
show you.
We've got stuff to talk
Listen,
about.
how many United players start for Barcelona?
What?
How many United players start for
Rashford top
Barcelona?
5 selected.
No, how many United players
Your
start for
players ain't all
Barcelona?
that. They
Rashford
don't.
top 5
So
selected.
how many?
No,
how
it's
many
Premier
start?
League. It's Premier League.
Rashford,
bro. It's
Pogba,
Premier
De
League,
Gea.
Rashford starts for Barcelona.
You would say.
Rashford-
You would
Did
say.
I say
You would
top five
say.
in the world?
League.
Did I say top 5 in the world? Or did I say top 5
Premier
in the
League, Premier
You
League,
said
Premier
top
League.
five,
And
that's
what is
it.
the Premier League standard that high?
Exactly. I'm with you.
Exactly.
I'm with you. That's what I'm saying.
So Rashford's better than Suarez.
How about-
yeah?
how about-
What's the end point? I'm not understanding what's the end
Pogba will
point here.
start.
Pogba starts.
Pogba's the only one that will
Who does
start.
Pogba
De
start
Gea
over?
now?
Out of
The
interest.
De Gea, yeah, it's
Who
one
does
of
Pogba
them
start
ones that
over?
they wouldn't even need De Gea.
No,
They
De
got
Gea-
Ter Stegen who
yeah.
plays their style of football. You wouldn't even need him.
Well,
So one player, so
After
one player.
After what De Gea's
So
been
what? How
doing
many Spurs
recently-
players would get into the
Harry Kane will play for Spurs, wouldn't he?
ahead of
for-
Aguero?
Who? Yeah, Harry Kane can play for them.
Ahead of
Kane
Aguero.
Ahead of Aguero.
You
Ahead
said
of
Harry
Aguero.
Kane is the best striker
Ahead
in
of
the league.
Aguero. Ahead of Aguero.
Didn't he say
No,
that?
but
No,
I'm
no,
what?
no, 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 no.
Say that
Don't
again.
backtrack.
I'm
Don't
asking
backtrack.
you.
Say that
Don't
again.
backtrack.
No, but I'm asking
Say that
you.
again.
It's 50-50. Aguero
No,
and
but
Harry
you said
Kane
something else.
50-50.
Okay, who else?
No, but you said that
You
Harry
said
Kane.
one player.
You said Kane
one
and
player.
Aguero.
Who
I
else?
would Wirod, Vertonghen.
Get
Would
ahead of
they
Laporte.
start? Yes, they would. Yes, they
Stones.
would.
Yeah, no, Laporte.
Yes, they would.
Laporte.
Would they not start?
I don't know.
What about Ericsson? You said Ericsson. You said Ericsson's world class. You said Ericsson's world class. You said Son is better than Sterling. You said Son is better than Sane. So these guys won't start. So you're telling me
When did
about
I say
five.
Son
So you're
is
telling
better
me
than
about
Sane?
five. So you're telling me
I
about
said Son
five.
is-
You're telling me about 5 Spurs players will start for City's first 11, yeah?
You're saying that.
So,
I'm not saying that.
So, but didn't you tell me that Son is better than Sane?
What do you mean?
And didn't you tell me
You're
that
the one
Son is better than Sterling? Did you say that? Yes or no?
I said he's better than Sterling. I said he's not better than Sane.
So would he start for City? Where does Sterling start for City?
The Sterling.
You're
asking fucking 100 questions, bro. What are you asking?
Whatever, man.
You man are talking
You're a
absolute
waffler, man. You're a waffler.
Asking
be honest,
100 questions with no end point. Don't make sense.
As we've
seen
been
you.
as we've
You
been saying.
don't make sense.
Well,
You're
as
telling
we're
me
saying-
right now Spurs are favourite for the City
Listen,
game.
let's-
Alright.
That's
let's
what you're
keep- let's
saying. You're
keep going,
dumb.
man.
That's dumb.
That's right. Let's keep going. Ollie's at the wheel. Let's
lost
keep
his
going.
head, fam.
So what? Quarterfinals, 4 British teams.
Yeah.
First time in 10 years.
And that was a semi-final, wasn't it?
Does that mean the
Yeah.
Premier League
Yeah,
is the strongest
yeah.
that it's been? Because if it's the first time in 10 years, then that means
Boy, I
Premier
mean,
League clubs are looking healthy now.
well, before this,
The
it's
one
been kind of
season.
Barcelona have always had 3,
Mm.
but the 3 have been
You
changing.
mean Spain?
You mean Spain,
I mean,
yeah.
Spain. Yeah,
Spain's
basically,
Barcelona.
might as well say.
Do you know what I mean? Barca Madrid, isn't it? Yeah.
Spain have always had 3 teams, but it's always been changing.
Yeah.
I mean, when we last had 4, it would have been Chelsea, Liverpool, United, Arsenal, surely.
Yeah.
It was Arsenal.
Yeah, it was Arsenal. Yeah.
And United beat them in the semi-final, I think it was.
I think when you look at UK teams, right, we've always had that traditional top four. And it's like, if you look at other leagues, the top four's always changed. Like, and like, I remember when Deportivo used to be a thing. And now they're like League 2 or something. Like,
but Atletico, they've appeared in a few finals.
Yeah. And then Sevilla come in and out. Betis try and sneak in. It's weird because some people say that if your top four's changed like that, that means your league's more competitive. Other people say if you've got top four that are consistently the same, that means that your league's strong. I don't generally know if us having 4 teams means that
our league is strong.
I personally couldn't.
It's hard because when you look at it now, but it's hard because City and Spurs are playing each other. One of them are going to have to go out. And then United are playing Barcelona. So next thing you know, it could only be one team. It's only going to be 2. So it's like with Atletico, Barcelona, Real Madrid, the difference with them though is that when they actually get there, they're appearing in finals. Real Madrid are winning the last 3. Atletico, I played them in 2 of them. Barcelona
Sevilla won it back 3 in a row.
So the thing that's in the Europa, but I'm in the actual Champions League. That means
but when we pull it back, when
their teams are strong,
when like English teams did have 4, you won one of them. Season before, Liverpool went to a final.
Yeah,
they lost.
Then we had
semis.
We played against Barcelona in the final.
Again lost.
Chelsea's
one would have probably been about 2 years after that.
2 as well. Yeah.
So
we got to 11 again.
11 exactly. So,
but again, we're losing.
This is the difference. But I don't know whether Spanish teams beating teams in the final means that their league's better. I can't.
I don't know about if
what Spanish and English league.
In terms of, because ultimately I can't say that the German league's the best league in the world.
No.
I can't say that Italian league's best league in the world. I can't say the French team's best league in the world. So it's got be between Spain,
PL and
if you're talking about the most exciting league, then it will be the Premier League. If you're talking about like the small fraction of where the best teams come from, then you might probably be talking about the Spanish league, because with Atletico, Real Madrid and Barcelona, that 3 historically, in the last couple of years, they've been the strongest like 3 kind of teams in the world. Do you know what I mean? Whereas in the Premier League, we got exciting, we can interchange.
Leicester like win the league at one point.
But in the actual small concentration of the best teams, I would say Spain probably have it, because that even now, Zidane is back in immediately. We're thinking, Madrid are going to take our best player. They're going to take your best player. It's just the way it is. And just
to add on Cam's point as well, you can see that if you take away the top 6 from PL and the top 6 of La Liga, the 7th to 20th, I think the La Liga's teams are much stronger than the Premier League's 7th to 20th as well, in my opinion, because of But the difference that comes in because the players that we see here in the Premier League, we know like this player is from here and he got his history and that. In La Liga, we don't know any about the players, but we know that technically they're better than the players that.
Do you know what I mean?
It can come down. To be honest, it can come down to anything. Like
this thing, it's so like because ultimately like all of the pundits on like your BTs and your Sky Sports, the first thing they're gonna say is, there's 4 English teams in the quarterfinal, England's back, all of this.
It's the hype. It's the hype.
They'll say
it's
stuff,
back to the hype we're talking about. Few weeks
exactly.
Back.
But if you break it down to where it actually is, right? All right, cool. Liverpool, right, in group stages, lost all their away games. Got through fluke. United have come back from like the death. Spurs, like, as funny as it is, Spurs and City are the actual teams that have kind of, even Spurs will like. There was an argument that Spurs should drop out of the Champions League to concentrate on the league form. At one point, remember. Only City it's only City that have kind of shown that.
At the moment, but I mean, if you look at the teams that are in the Premier League now, and like 4 of them are through. United got a bit of luck as well, whatever. Let's say so. If you look at it, only City at the moment out, but even Liverpool, to be honest, I would not fancy Liverpool, but I think Liverpool can go up against any team in the world, and if it's a 2-legged game, and I think they can do something. Anfield is just it's a crazy cauldron out down there. But I feel like City, if we're gonna take one team to represent the Premier League,
we have to take City.
It'll be City. I think because City are probably they're probably now in the top 3 teams in the world, just like Man United were.
If you had to take the one from Spain, who would you take? Right now it has to be Barcelona.
Hands down, it has to be Barcelona. So,
but when you look at the club rankings of these teams, you know how UEFA do what? Barcelona, terms Europe, 2nd. Juventus, 5th. City, 6th. Porto, 9th.
Yeah,
Liverpool.
See, when Porto 9th, I'm not even going to listen to that, man.
Yeah.
No, but remember, it's based on all of like the European finishes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Liverpool. This is where it's like
Portuguese
Liverpool 12th. Okay. United 16th. Bear in mind Europa and whatnot. Tottenham 18th.
So how can I don't get how they do these things, because like no offense to Tottenham, but if it's conducted through like historically and all this type of stuff, then how can United and Tottenham be 2 places apart from each other?
And Porto be above them. Yeah.
Because Porto are always in Champions League and they've won more titles, and then you've dropped into Europa. That's what
that goes back to the comparing the leagues.
But then how can it be?
We're above you because
we're above you. We're above you by 2 places.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I don't get.
But that's probably because you've won the Europa League and the Carabao Cup.
When is it? But what's the actual sample size of?
They just take, and that's what I'm saying. These things, like all of this stuff, is crazy. Because if we're comparing, like what you said, if you compared Man City to Barcelona, it's like, alright, cool. The best 2 teams. Who's winning 2 legs? Like that's the comparison. Yeah. So that's why when people start saying, "Oh yeah, the UK is the best league," I can't testify to that. I genuinely don't know. From when Chelsea are finishing first one year and then finishing 10th or 5th the next year.
Yeah.
What does that say about our league?
Like, true. As a player,
yeah, but does that mean it's the best?
As a player, where would you rather go? Like, let's say in
Premier League,
Premier
more
League,
exposure.
100%
more exposure.
100%,
definitely.
You know what I mean? So I think it's like objectively depending on, you know, from if you look at it from the commercial side, from as a player point of view. So it depends on which way you're looking at. So, but La Liga, you know what I mean?
But on La Liga though, who do you think's winning Champions League? This is where people earn their respect.
This is how Fuad gets out of the way. Like, no, Spurs now.
Remember, we have a
that's
we
what
have
you're
a
not telling me.
reputable
I'm just saying.
platform here, so I don't want to hear any like. I think Ajax match. No. Let's say what you want to say with your chest. Who do you think's winning?
Okay, with the stride that Juventus got, you know, Juventus have a shot, man. With Ronaldo and the hype that he's on.
You're going for Juve.
I'm not going for Juve, man.
I will go for. I'll go for Barcelona. I'll go for City.
Any reason in particular?
I think they're just hungry. I think they're just hungry for it, man. They want this, but at the same time, you got Juventus on the other side. But I think if it was to come to like Juventus v Barcelona, for example, let's just say they do get to the final. I think Barcelona are stronger. Like when I was looking at the Juventus team, I was actually like, these guys ain't actually that amazing. They're not really an amazing team. And United have played them twice this season. Wasn't impressed with them. We even got a win.
One as well.
So I think Barcelona, I think Messi just has something. He's by far and away at the moment the best player in the world, like on performances. And I think he's just hungry for it this year, man. He tore Leon to bits.
How long has it been since Barca won Champions
League?
Yeah.
A few
years.
I fancy Barcelona.
For what you say going City. So what, is that City quadruple?
This is Pep's.
You reckon quadruple then? Yeah.
You reckon quadruple? Are you calling it?
I'm not calling it. I never said it's quadruple. I said Champions League. I reckon that's where he's probably hedging his bets.
Cool. So if
he had to pick,
if he's hedging his bets there,
he needs it as well.
Just for context, is he pipping Liverpool to the league as well?
You see, now that's a tough one. I think that one will go down to the wire. In all honesty,
it's gonna be mad.
If
City win the Champions League,
bear man, they've got one of the quadruple already.
Said, though,
because we're sitting Spurs
as well, where Liverpool got the Porto draw. That could mess them up as well.
If City wins the Champions League, then Pep is just he's if he wins the quadruple, he's violated this country. He's actually taken all of the slander and the anger out that people were giving to
him. Like what?
And he's given
finishing
he's risen. If he does it, he's risen. That's the best best way to describe it, because that is mad. So what? No one thinks based on Liverpool's last year.
Nah, I just don't think their players are gonna come clutch enough, man. Cool. I
would hedge my bets on Barcelona purely in the fact that not that it means anything in context or without context, but I think the way Messi decided to start the year and he said, listen, this is what we want to go for. You don't usually see someone coming out and saying, listen, this is the one, we want this one. And they've proven in all of their games so far that they're trying to kill people. Like they're legitimately trying to kill everyone.
And they're just handling business in La Liga, like it's light work. They know they're going to win the La Liga.
Exactly.
So they can just focus on the Champions League.
And
so I think it's gonna
their manager gets a lot of stick people are like, oh, he's a bit pragmatic and whatnot, but at the end of the day, they're still playing popping
They're
ball.
spoiled.
And exactly, and this is what those fans are spoiled. But like Barcelona are handling business right now, and they, out of all the teams there, like they will believe that they can beat everyone. I think Ronaldo thinks he can beat anyone. I don't know if Juve think that.
Yeah.
Same with City. I think City will say like, we're gonna have a go, but I don't think they genuinely believe that anyone.
After
that
the
comes
Schalke, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, that's true. But I mean, on the Liverpool point, you said that, what's it called? You don't think their squad's capable?
I don't think they've got that player. I don't think they've got that player.
So now this brings a interesting dilemma, because ultimately, your former, your guy,
my guy,
sweetheart,
your
idol.
childhood sweetheart,
role model,
his beloved. No, not Sterling, the other one. Take another guess.
Nah,
not Rashford either.
Boy, I know you man Gianluigi.
So Mohamed Salah.
Yeah.
Form at the moment has been a bit
shaky, man.
Yeah.
Shaky.
However, there's been murmurings, discussions, seminars that his counterpart in the team may be better than him.
Yeah.
Where do you guys stand on this Mane versus Salah debate?
I'll let someone else go first.
I'm going to say, comparing the two, obviously from the stats and everything, you see Salah is obviously doing bits, but then you got to see Liverpool as a front three. You got to include Firmino, how much he's influenced these two in a way.
What, the tackles? Huh?
No, not just the tackle. Firmino in terms
the
of
high
like,
press.
Stats.
Yeah, not even that. Even in regards to hear me out. Even in regards to Firmino, like being that centre forward, holding the play up, linking the play up, you got to see how much that affected these two players as well. And you can't put that away. But in terms of the stats and the goals and the assists, what is it? 67 assists, Salah. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like Salah obviously over Mane, obviously.
For me,
so you said last week I wasn't hearing. You said something.
Yeah.
And I won't lie, I willed it up.
I
willed it up.
I didn't try to disown
five. No things. There was different parts. This is the beautiful thing. You said that Salah is not the standard.
No, I did say Salah. No, I said Salah's the standard. I said if
Liverpool don't win the title,
if he continues his form and Liverpool don't win the title, then he's not a big boy. No,
he's not a big boy. No. You also said that he used to be your.
He was my guy.
But so what's happened?
Salah's my guy, yeah. But the thing about
but you said he used to be your guy.
Listen. With Salah, yeah.
United
the thing was, no. Look, I appreciate when players come and do their thing, innit? Like with Salah, again, as I said last week, if he continues this form, then obviously you won't put him up there with the big guys, innit? Yeah. But one thing is obviously Mane is coming through and carrying Liverpool at the moment, but people shouldn't forget the contribution that Salah was doing pre-Christmas or pre-January. Like he was doing his thing, and now it's reversed. And I get it because people are saying it's the clutch moment now. It's the business end. So I get that. That's fine. Mane has taken over, and I think you can see that even with the way Liverpool play, you can see that Salah's an out of confidence player. Yeah. But if we're talking about who's their most important player, like we got to consider. From the time that Salah,
who's better?
You got to consider from the time that Salah came in, and so that's including last season as well. And let's not forget what he did last season. And he was the player of the year.
Last season, right now,
he set an unrealistic standard.
He raised the bar too much. Yeah,
they expect him to score goals, and now it's like everyone is holding him to that standard. And
he may not
be. He's played more as a winger this season, if anything. He's created more chances. I think he hasn't turned up in the big games as much, but he's still got 17 goals, 7 assists. I mean, Mane's not contributing any assists whatsoever. It's just goals. And I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment and say, do you know what? Because his form now is 11 or whatever it is. I'm going to go with him. But overall, I think contribution-wise, if we're talking, Salah is a more important player than Mane.
No, 100%.
But form-wise, Mane is the man.
Okay, so we said contribution, we said form, but who would you say is the better player? So to add some,
I'm taking Salah because Mane is more streaky. He
let
tends to go.
Let me add
context
to this one, right? So we're talking about these two Liverpool players, right?
Yeah.
Not to go too far away, but look at the two Arsenal forwards, right? You've got Aubameyang, who's a stats machine. You've got Lacazette. Let's even take it another step further. If we go to City now, we had this debate before when we were talking about Sane and Sterling.
It's not even a question.
Who is the better player here?
So between Mane and Salah,
yeah,
I personally think Salah's the better player. he is looking poor at the moment, so it's hard to even envision. Right, he is looking poor at the moment. But I also think it depends. I also think it depends on what your team need at the same time. Oh, they've got a good blend between them. That they've got somebody that just wants to. That's a stat machine, and somebody that you'll probably say is a bit better, like in the overall general play, which is Mane. If, for example, as a United fan, if I needed to take a player out of the two right now, I'll probably take Mane for what Manchester United need. But I think Salah's the man. Do you guys get where I'm coming from there?
I'd even take Salah as well, because you got to see what he done overall in a sense, and technically,
I think people
and Sadio Mane, also Sadio Mane, he's inconsistent. Times he will go some games like sometimes even the poor first touch. Sometimes Salah, he's always on it.
Is that to Mane though for the amount of goals he scored this season?
I was going to say,
highest since coming to England.
Is it inconsistent? Is it that Mo Salah is just doing everything?
No, but sometimes you get when somebody is in their bag. Yes. Yeah. You just gotta sit back and watch them be in their bag. That's what it is. And right now, Mane is in his bag.
Yeah, totally random example. Remember when Kante came to Chelsea? Matic was on the pitch but couldn't do any work because Kante was doing everything. It wasn't that he was performing badly. It was just that you got to find another bag. And I think generally the way Liverpool operate, this is what happens with their forwards. If someone is in your bag, it's like, you know what? Yeah, do you, King? If you need me to support,
only thing is with this Liverpool too. I don't know what their problem is, but as
they
I
don't
said
like
before,
each other. I don't like each other.
There's times, even against Bayern Munich, there was a time where Salah could have passed it, and there's been loads of times where Mane could have. I don't know what they seem like they have like a little rivalry going on, and it's not often that you have, as we were talking about people in their bag. Only City are the only team where everyone's firing. Like Sterling wants to get his 20, Aguero will get his 30, and Sane will get his 15.
But they're
both. You're cheeky for that. Why can't Sane get his 20? Why is he getting 15?
He's not a 20-goal player. He's not a 20-goal player.
Oh man! How about the Aubameyang and Lacazette one? Just for context, who's the better player?
I'm taking Lacazette. He brings more to the play. He links play better. For me, Aubameyang scores goals, but I need more
in depth.
I need more, especially the position Arsenal are in right now. They can't afford to have another player who just does one thing. Similar to Ozil, like these passengers who for 80 minutes you might not get anything, but 10 minutes.
It's sometimes he's Lacazette like sacrifice himself for Aubameyang to score them goals. He drops back and Aubameyang
he's better in the general play.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I say.
All right, Raz or Sane?
Sterling clears him. Sane clears him, but Sterling's doing well.
Sterling's
no, because we have to apply the same logic we spoke about here.
It's a similar thing where Sane's got better ability, but I'll say Sterling's on better form. Like Sterling's in his bag at the minute.
But it goes back to what Cam was saying as well.
This is the second.
This
guy. So you can't really say it's not at the minute.
He's in his bag.
I'll be very honest, right?
I'm season on season.
I'll be very honest, right? The bag that Sterling's in, the bag that Sterling's in, even with this whole FA Cup thing that happened when he came and he gets the penalty, like
Sterling's the
there's
player
no
of the year,
ledge.
bro.
There's no ledge that I can give Sane to stand on and say that. Listen, okay, like because Sterling, like, there's nothing that Sterling's not doing right now.
He's doing everything.
You actually can't deny
everything. Him. If Aguero, like, he's actually looking like City's main man, and like Aguero is Aguero, innit? Yeah. But Sterling is a lot of being their go-to guy as well.
I think Sane's just been in and out of the side this season. I don't know for what reason. Him and Pep must have some beef going on because this has been going on since the summer.
Which is because it's
but he was also left out in the German squad as well.
I think we forget sometimes Sane, and then in the
Sane is sick.
He turns up and we're like, okay, Sane is actually levels.
Who scored the winner for them?
That's fine. No, Sterling scored. Okay, cool. Who scored the better goal?
I'm just asking who scored the winner.
Oh, is that what we're doing? The better goal? Who scored the better goal?
I'm just asking who scored the winner.
Oh, man.
No, but it's good to see a top young English player doing his thing.
That can generally be considered like world class.
Yeah.
Do you know what? This is another thing, right? Like, just a quick one. When it comes to English talent, right, and it comes to this whole world class thing, I remember it was like Harry Kane. It's like, he's not world class because he doesn't do this and he doesn't do that, but he's producing. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do with Sterling. He's not world class. But listen,
what
the numbers show.
Sometimes you just got to slap you in the face, and eventually Sterling's doing that at the moment. Kane, people, he's not world class. He's not. Every season, 30, 40.
Numbers are
he's
there.
Numbers
are
man. Stop. Let's just leave it alone.
International break. So,
Kane in England, you know. Boy, Kane, England,
problem,
Kane,
man?
England, Sterling.
Yeah.
Ooh,
What's your
got a
problem?
funny connection there. Anyway, got a funny
issues.
connection.
Need help.
Got a funny
So-
connection.
Get him a psychiatrist.
England.
Oh my god.
England squad for internationals come out,
Yeah.
and few notable inclusions.
Yeah.
One being the very touted Declan Rice, which is very interesting and funny because he actually won.
Yeah.
First English player to win Young Ireland player.
Yeah,
of the
And
year.
he got called up
See-
2 days afterwards.
Yeah.
Do you know what the most savage part about it was?
Go on.
I don't think he attended the
Oh.
ceremony.
He
But so
What are you saying?
Does he deserve it? Is it too soon?
that is the question. So in my head,
Go on.
you have to look at everything. If you compare the squad that went to the World Cup,
Yeah.
I think I've got it here somewhere. The squad that went to the World Cup was disgusting.
Mm.
So it was a midfield, yeah.
Dyer, Henderson.
Ali, Delph, Dyer,
Delph.
Henderson, Lingard, Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah.
Declan Rice is outperforming all of them this season. So
Yeah.
think
So
that's
on-
it.
For
on
me,
that
for me,
merit-
for me, I'd say, you know, I don't think time frame matters. If if a player is performing well,
Mhm.
yeah.
regardless of where you are, you should
Mhm.
you should get the call up. That's it.
And
You know,
this
so
is, this is it. I mean, to even further this more, Henderson's out of it.
Yeah,
Dyer,
yeah.
you can probably
Like,
speak
why
more to
is
that.
That position
no offense,
for a
but why
couple
is
years.
Fabian Delph still getting called up for England?
I don't
Because
know.
he's
He's a City player.
utility man.
Yeah,
That's
do
the.
you
I
know
think
what I
that's
mean?
the
The thing is
term.
that
man, we've
position
got
for-
Dyer doing utility.
he's a
Yeah,
Premier,
but
he's a Premier
you
League
never
champion.
have
That's
too
why.
many utility
Everyone's
players.
doing
It's
utility.
the
But for the
English
last
way.
3-4 years now, no one's really grabbed that position by the throat
Yeah.
and claimed that as their own. The
And I
form he's in at the minute,
Yeah.
and with the fact that there's now another year or so to go to the Euros or
Yeah.
whatever, if he can keep his form up, I don't see
Should-
why
that
he
squad
can't make
should
that
be his.
position.
For me,
Real
I
talk,
think
real
I
talk.
think it's a vote of confidence because even if you look at like the under-21 squad, right, there's a lot of young players that were in that squad, and it's like okay,
Who are now-
so like your Wan-Bissaka's that were like, oh, he's gonna get called up.
He should have been called up.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So,
I
but
think he missed that.
here is where I kind of disagree with things now. So if we look at like renowned world teams like Spain, the Spanish model was always kind of like you grow up in the ranks together and whatnot, and then you become a formidable side. England have never done that. They've never. A lot of these youngsters
Because
have
the
never
side has
played.
never been the first.
When-
team,
when-
never
when
been
now it should- now it would
quality
happen,
enough, man.
Exactly.
Now it should
I
happen.
think there's a genuine opportunity to start doing that. I think like if there was an actual good centre mid, Declan Rice goes under 21, surely,
I think
and
we've
is that
been
he
seeing
builds
it
there.
with a
But
few
because he's
positions with
he's
Sancho with Trent, they're like there've been these young players being introduced now because we know the first team isn't that.
And
standard
Southgate's
that
worked
it used
with
to be.
the unders.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
that's
as
another
well.
advantage. So
Yeah,
I
he
think-
puts the trust in them, innit?
Yeah,
That's
so
what
I
I'm saying. But
think
bear in
youth is
mind,
now-
no one would have worked with Declan Rice because he's
Yeah.
not been in those ranks. But clearly they've seen us. Listen, we've got a gap here. We have identified that you can be the gap. This is the vote of confidence that you go and take this and make. Like he's essentially going to say, no, in terms of this midfield thing, I'm building it around you. Because World Cup, he tried how many different combinations he tried.
Building
Yeah.
around
Every-
that, I think
I
it's
don't
a
know
bit
about-
too
but
No,
soon.
in terms of in the centre mid
Yeah,
area.
yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
think about it, is he going to play Loftus-Cheek there?
No.
Is he going to play
Put it this
Hendo
way,
there?
It's up
He's
for
gonna play
his to
that-
grabs, I would say.
Exactly.
It's
Like,
his to grabs for
You
sure.
got, at the end of the day, you got to outperform your peers, yeah, or the people
And if
that
you're
you're
doing that-
competing against. So the reason why Rice can come straight from Ireland and straight into England
Because he's
is because
performing.
look at the centre mids from England's first team and look at the centre mids from England's under 21. He's outperforming all of them
Everyone.
this season. Wan-Bissaka, for example, I know that caused a bit of like, oh, he should have been called up, but if Southgate has in his mind Trent Alexander-Arnold is my right back,
Then so
he's-
be it.
why call
Yeah.
up? Why call up
So-
Give him the
Wan-Bissaka?
experience,
Who?
I don't know.
But I'm not a big fan of calling people up just to bring them along. Like let him go and continue performing, which he's doing, and let him
And this
let
is
him
why-
No, that's
out.
fair.
Let him
That's
out.
fair as well.
Let
That's
him
fair.
that's
out.
why-
strip
and that's
it,
why I
you
said
know
the
what I mean?
whole
Yeah, let him
under
out.
21 thing.
You're
Because
right. Yeah,
ultimately,
yeah.
if you're there in the midst of players that you're growing around and whatnot, and you guys all come through together, look what Germany did with their Confederations team. That became their future first team.
Yeah.
The reason why the Declan Rice one is like I agree with it, but the reason why I thought okay, I want to see what Southgate's doing here is because James Maddison, in terms of the Prem, people would argue that he's having a really good season. His first season of top flight, he's gone under 21s. That's where I feel I wouldn't say it's a consistency thing, but I'll say it's kind of like okay, raised eyebrow, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But that's why again I genuinely believe if you're bringing someone that's not been in your youth ranks or when you're putting him in a squad, you're saying that listen, I've identified that you can do something that no one else can do. And I want you to go because is Harry Winks injured? Is he still alive?
He's been having niggling injuries, so I think that's why he's
niggling.
Now the thing is with James Maddison is it depends on what did Lingard get called up? Or he's been called up.
He's been in and out as well.
Injured, right?
Yeah.
Did Ali get a call up?
Been called up, yeah.
So these are players that are going to play in the similar positions to Maddison. So with the call up of Sancho.
So this one is oh my word.
Ali,
Dyer, Barkley, Delph, Henderson, but he's dropped out injured. So Ward-Prowse is coming in. Loftus-Cheek, Declan Rice.
Barkley's one for me where Madison could have taken that spot for me.
I
don't think Barkley's enough
That's
to and for Madison to be involved in the squad, I think it would be a boost for him, almost like a tip of the hat for his form this
kind of
season.
like there's an opportunity here for you to take, and that's the only place where I had a little bit of,
I think with Gareth Southgate, the best thing with Southgate is like he's actually given people opportunities and stuff. Like personally, for me, I've seen Luke Shaw play for England a couple of times. I've seen Rose. I would like to see Chilwell get a run in for England.
Well, he got called up.
He got called up. I like to see Sancho starting. Ideally, I would like to see Sancho, Sterling and Rashford as England's front three. I wouldn't necessarily want to see Kane.
What kind of dreamland are you living in? Drop Kane.
No, Fly FC, baby.
I think the
Black
fluidity of them three will be a lot better because Kane, as usual, Kane will get his little goal and stuff, but I think overall he harms the. What do you mean? He harms overall
camaraderie.
Yeah. Overall, I think that he harms
the
style of play. Yeah, like in the World Cup, Kane was up there, Golden Boot and stuff, but in the World Cup, you could see personally. I think he was slowing down England.
You could say that about every.
And then obviously in the clutch,
he was dropping deep quite as well.
Every single game.
Nah, he was
say that about so many.